He's our speaker today.
Yes.
So, give her a round of applause.
Yeah, so good morning to all of you. And I'm curious, anyone challenged by the daylight savings time?
No.
No, not at all? Yeah, so, the idea too, when we think about changes, sometimes as we recognize this is something that is enforced, at some point maybe they may change that, it's been in talks in the government. But I like to, of course, think of spring, first of all, as a time of planting seeds of intention. And this idea with spring forward, let's take a look at it in a new light and see it as a way where we can step into something new, spring into something new. So even though we may have an hour gap that may seem to be lost, it's not really lost. Let's just see that that time was propelled, and now we can take this as an expansion. So on that topic, as I was making the drive over this morning from Oklahoma, I was about halfway here, and I was not following closely. I have to preface it that. But there was a rock that came and hit my windshield. And I'm affirming that it's not spreading any further, but I don't know that it can be saved. It can't be filled. So I called my husband to tell him, and he's like, well, that'll give you something to talk about. He said, this is how you can move forward from adversity. And I thought, well, I don't think this is necessarily adversity, but this may be a situation that I didn't plan for. And sometimes we think of financial aspects, we think of time investments, things like that. And I will tell you, I did stop and Google to see if there's anyone that fixes windshields on Sundays. And no, there's not in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So sometimes, once again, we just have moments that we have to recognize. And of course, I love that he put it in my face to say, move forward from it. Let it go. Don't stress about it. So anything that's in your life that you're dwelling on today, let's move forward. Or at least pause and not invest a lot of energy in it. So we're going to talk about love today. And as always, Annette, your beautiful music, your beautiful songs, I was just taken away as you were singing this last song, closed my eyes and was really immersed in that. And as we think too, as we look outside, I love pulling up here today and seeing the daffodils, seeing how you burned off the front in preparation for new growth coming in. But spring is almost here. I think we still might have a little wintry stuff that could happen with these lower temps. But the idea too is with anything, these cycles, seasons, gives us something to look forward to. And when we see new life emerging from the ground, the crocuses, the daffodils, the hyacinth are blooming. There's going to be more coming soon. And once again, gives us this idea of looking forward to whatever it may be. So today I'm going to talk about love and how love begins with you and with me. Begins with each one of us. And as we know, love is a feeling, it's an emotion, it's a state of being, and it's even in action. We are all love in motion, if we want to see it that way. This high vibrational energy may entail love for self and love for others, which can include familial love, platonic love, intimate love, and unconditional agape love. Neil Donald Walsh reminds us that the gift of pure love allows you to bless others and accept them without condition, granting them the freedom to make their own choices and live with them, and giving your divine self the freedom to do the same. That's powerful, isn't it? I know so many of us have been conditioned whether it's been by religion or culture or our parents or grandparents and so on. But I believe we get to choose what we believe. We get to decide what we focus energy on, what feels good to us. And we know that God is love. Unity's first principle indicates God is everywhere and always present in every circumstance. This divine energy underlies and animates all of existence. Feel into that for a moment. The second principle declares that human beings are innately good because they are connected to and an expression of spirit. And as a reminder, a simple way to remember Unity's principles are: God is, I am, I think, I pray, I do. When we consider the idea of being love, this concept includes choosing to stay in the heart space and doing our best to see every individual and experience through the higher vibration of love, through that lens of love, which I do believe is essential for our journey into consciousness. Whenever there is chaotic, heavy energy surrounding us, we can recognize the negative energy rather than allow ourselves to become affected by it. Next, we can consciously choose to shift the worry, fearful energy we may feel to one of awareness and concern, as it is a different vibration. The foundation of heart-centered consciousness is love, pure and simple. When we choose to embrace and practice living from the heart, we are allowing love to be the guiding force for all that we think, say, and do. And in doing so, we're shifting from a fear-based paradigm into a love-based awareness. I want to say that again because it's a powerful statement. We are shifting from a fear-based paradigm into a love-based awareness. Heart-centered living begins with the practice of self-love, which is compassion for self. And with this practice, we actually start to put ourselves first, not from an ego perspective, but from a heart perspective. When we choose to accept and practice heart-centered living, we understand that we are the central point of creation of our personal reality. We are, in essence, the center of our universe, but that doesn't mean we are selfish or even self-centered. Instead, we can choose to embody a loving self-care practice. And what I mean by that is because each one of us are having a human life experience, it's through our lens. So we, through our senses, are experiencing life. Each one of us are. And then, of course, we have those around us that add to that as well. But it's always our point of view that we're experiencing life through. In addition, many individuals may find it easy to love others and to express that love, but may find it challenging or uncomfortable to feel the same loving energy for themselves. The definition of self-love is the regard for one's own well-being and happiness. And embodying self-love is a choice we can genuinely make. Poet Rupi Kaur believes how you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. I don't know that that's always the case, but I feel it's pretty important. So understandably, how we feel and what we do contributes to the metaphorical ocean of oneness. As a drop in the proverbial ocean, we are each creating a ripple by our very act of being. And some of you may remember when I spoke here before, talking about creating a conscious ripple. So as energetic beings having a human life experience in physical form, we operate, function, and respond from our level of awareness and consciousness. Everything we think, say, and do is creating a ripple. Becoming more aware of our energetic emission will help us to create a conscious and positive ripple. With that ripple in mind, Matt Kahn, author of the awesome book, Whatever Arises, Love That, refers to the new paradigm of spirituality as a love revolution that begins with you, which reminds us that self-love is an aspect of the basic foundation on which we build a happy, healthy, and abundant life. Until we're fully able to understand unconditional love and learning to love ourselves, we may be unable to bring the feeling of worthiness to our relationships. Of course, this has nothing to do, once again, with selfishness, but with being awake and aware enough to know that we can only give what we are and what we have. Consequently, if we do not have love within us and for ourselves, how can we give love, kindness, respect, consideration, and appreciation to others? Author Victoria Erickson reminds us that if you inherently long for something, become it first. If you want gardens, become the gardener. If you want love, embody love. If you want mental stimulation, change the conversation. If you want peace, exude calmness. If you want to fill your world with artists, begin to paint. If you want to be valued, respect your own time. If you want to live ecstatically, find the ecstasy within yourself. This is how to draw it in day by day, inch by inch. And with that, I want to mention once again the beautiful gardens here at Unity of Fayetteville.
Yes.
Think of the creation. Think of how the community tends to these gardens, and think of how that is a metaphor as well for what you're creating in this space. When we think about this, we may also be guided to connect more deeply to ourselves while listening to our heart and our spirit and our physical body. Purposely devoting time to practice self-care and self-love will create the same ripple effect throughout our life. Author Gary Zukov asserts the only way that we can now evolve, therefore, is elegantly simple. Discover, experience, and heal the parts of ourselves that do not love, and discover, experience, and cultivate the parts that do. And some of us have some work to do. We need to do some cultivating, some nourishing, some cherishing. Mary Manning Morrissey encourages us to take love as an acronym. Listen intently to the people with whom you're traveling your journey. Listen deeply. It is a great gift. Optimize the time you have with your loved ones. The truth is, we do not know our last hour. Don't postpone giving your love. Value the people in your life. Really notice their goodness. Then express your gratitude, appreciation, and praise. In addition, one of my all-time favorite quotes is by Leo Buscaglia. He says, "Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, and an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around." Unity's fifth principle empowers us to let love lead. This principle states it is not enough to understand spiritual teachings. We must apply our learning in all areas of our life, incorporating them into our thoughts and words and actions. Subsequently, this means that we must love ourselves, which means loving our life in order to fully embody the energy of love. Being the embodiment of love involves having compassion for ourselves and those around us, as well as staying in a space of grace when facing adversity. And I may have shared this before because this is one of my favorite pastimes, shall we say, or favorite practices. But every time I go in a public place, such as a store, a restaurant, wherever I may go, I purposely make eye contact. I smile, and I often speak to those I encounter. And it's really fun to do and simple to do, taking note of someone, saying hello, wishing them a good day, giving them a compliment. Many times it leaves someone feeling lighter and shining brighter. Another thing I like to do is actually following through when I think of someone. I know we often think of people in our life, but do we always follow through? Sometimes we're busy. I am the very same way. But pause, send a text, make a phone call, send a Facebook message, whatever you choose to do. And yes, you can send a telepathic message as well, saying, I'm thinking of you. But I guarantee you, if you follow through on your inspired thought, that person you were thinking about really needed to know that. Think of those times that they've done that to you. Someone's reached out. You didn't know they were going to call, but how you felt so good to hear from them. And I'll say the contrast. Sometimes we hear from people that we're like, oh, I really didn't want to hear from them today. So this may be where you bless them and not respond. Okay? But the idea too, this comes back to self-love and loving yourself. I want to share an excerpt for you from this wonderful book. This is called Wisdom of the Heart, Inspiration for a Life Worth Living. And this is by Alan Cohen. And the excerpt is titled Only Love. It says, your life is worthwhile to the extent that you love. True love extends far beyond romance. It embraces love of life, appreciation for each new day, the joy of connecting with beloved friends, celebrating the blessings before you, expressing your unique gifts, enjoying each moment, and so much more. If you want to find richer meaning and purpose in your life, just keep loving. You won't need guidelines from external sources, for love will give you all the direction that you'll need. Answers will reveal themselves in the right way and time. You'll find wonder and perfection in little things you once overlooked. You'll remember what's important, and your soul will be fulfilled. The widest gate to the kingdom of love is appreciation. Simply find the good in the people and situations around you. Rather than criticizing or defending your foibles or eccentricities, enjoy them and marvel at the perfection of the universe. Find innocence where others apply judgment, and you'll leave a trail of healing wherever you go. The secret of life is oh so simple. Only love. So breathe that in. Only love. In closing, I often say that Spirit provides the perfect message at the perfect time via the perfect messenger. And Facebook provided the perfect message through a meme by compassionate reminder shared by Tiny Buddha. And it states your impact on other people is bigger than you think. Someone still giggles when they think of that funny thing you said. Someone still smiles when they think of the compliment you gave them. Someone silently admires you. The advice you give has made a difference for people. The support and love you've offered others has made someone's day. Your input and opinions have made someone think twice. You're not insignificant and forgotten. Your existence makes a positive difference, whether you see it now or not. Some final words for you to consider are from Mother Teresa. She imparts, spread love wherever you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. So love absolutely can be the guiding force in everything that we think, say, and do. Love truly begins with each one of you, and it begins with me. So I want to guide you in a meditation in this loving energy. And I invite you to take a moment and breathe in as you settle comfortably in your seat. As you focus on your breath, allow any extraneous thoughts to gently and easily move through your mind. Envision beautiful emerald green energy at your heart and begin intentionally breathing in the energies of peace, love, ease, compassion, and unity. As you exhale any heavier, lower vibrational emotions, including fear, worry, and doubt. As your body relaxes, please receive these beautiful and empowering words from Louise Hay's I Love Myself affirmation. Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. It fills my heart, my mind, my body, my consciousness, my very being, and radiates out from me in all directions and returns to me multiplied. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. I love myself. Therefore, I take loving care of my body. I lovingly feed it nourishing foods and beverages. I lovingly groom it and dress it, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself. Therefore, provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. I fill the rooms with a vibration of love so that all who enter, myself included, will feel this love and be nourished by it. I love myself. Therefore, I work at a job I truly enjoy doing, one that uses my creative talents and abilities, working with and for people I love and who love me, and earning a good income. I love myself. Therefore, I behave and think in a loving way to all people, for I know that that which I give out returns to me multiplied. I only attract loving people in my world, for they are a mirror of what I am. I love myself. Therefore, I forgive and totally release the past and all past experiences, and I am free. I love myself. Therefore, I live totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure, for I am a beloved child of the universe, and the universe lovingly takes care of me now and forevermore. And so it is. So once again, breathe in deeply as you exhale audibly while basking in the peace, love, and gratitude you feel in this moment. Be mindful of your breath as you become aware of your physical body. When you're ready, open your eyes slowly. Allow them to adjust to your present surroundings. Know that you are loved and you are loved. And so it is. Blessings to each of you. Thank you.